This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to Aquariumania on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Roy Anong, speaking to you from the University of Florida's Tropical Aquaculture Laboratory in Ruskin, Florida. Thanks for joining us. So do you want to have the fish tank of your dreams? Ask Wayde King and Brett Raymer, brothers-in-law, best friends, and the highly successful brains behind their company, Acrylic Tank Manufacturing, or ATM. Housed in a 13,000 square foot facility located in the center of Las Vegas, ATM has created thousands of conceptual aquariums for high-profile clients. Animal Planet's newest hit show, Tanked, follows the professional antics of these creative geniuses and puts a colorful, Vegas-style spin on state-of-the-art aquarium design and construction. Join us as we get tanked with Wayde and Brett. If you can dream it, ATM can build it.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
My guests today are Wayde King and Brett Raymer, the brains behind Acrylic Tank Manufacturing and stars of Animal Planet's hit aquarium show, Tanked. Guys, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Wayde, you had a pretty fishy beginning on Long Island. What was the very first fish tank you remember, and what was it about aquariums that got you hooked at such an early age?
Before my parents left, got divorced when I was about 7, but previous to that, we had a bunch of tanks in the basement with, we also had iguanas, we had turtles, we had hamsters, dogs, cats, birds. So, growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be like a veterinarian, and I loved animals. And my mom got remarried, and when she remarried, the gentleman was one of the number one. He did commercial servicing in Manhattan, New York, and Long Island. So I used to go out with him and set him up and design, and I got really into it. And I met the manufacturer. I ended up going to San Diego, and that's how it all started. And moved to Las Vegas, met my brother-in-law, my father-in-law, my wife, and we started ATM. Within 5 years, we became number one in the world in custom shapes.
So, Brett, did you have tanks before, or did Wayde get you interested?
Growing up, my parents were divorced as well, and my stepbrother was a big fish nut. So growing up, I never took care of the tanks. I just kind of watched him. He did all the work. And then when I moved to Vegas, the hobby got, revitalized by meeting Wayde.
So reality shows are obviously real popular these days. How did Tank come about, or did Heather turn down a Las Vegas housewife show?
No, basically we used to sit in an office that had a bullpen. Basically we called it a bullpen. There was about 6 or 7 of us sat in the same office. And people used to come in on a daily basis, because we'd yell and scream and argue and this and that. And they would just be like, you guys are so funny. And you guys should be on TV. And basically Wayde was like, I told Wayde, I'm like, man, people come in here all the time and you guys should be on TV. We build great stuff. Plus our characters are crazy. And my family, I think we were the real reality show before the Kardashians, but we just didn't have a camera. And I figured that, we might as well run with it. And Wayde was like, you really don't do that much anyway, so just run with it. So I kind of ran with it, and we're getting ready to hit the finish line tonight.
That's awesome. So what was your very first ATM build?
I think it was a company out of Milwaukee or Kentucky. It was a molding company that wanted a very large tank. I think it was 15 or 20 feet long. And the previous company shut down on them and didn't finish the job. So we went in and cut them a deal and finished the tank up for them. That was one of our first. But actually, previous to that, I built my father-in-law the first tank in the garage.
Oh, great. Now, I've watched a couple of the episodes, and, the New York phone booth the car. You guys have some awesome ideas. With the Eibach Church in Dallas, that arch, how long did that take from conception to installation? And can you describe it real briefly for the listeners who haven't seen it?
Yeah, it's a church in Dallas. The tank is 70 feet long. It's 18 feet tall, 10 feet wide. It has 2 tunnels that goes into the congregation, and they're 15 foot wide. It's 70,000 gallons. The front panel is like 58,000 pounds. From beginning to end, it took about 2.5 years to build the whole job. It was a little over $4 million.
Wow. Now, do most of your clients want marine tanks, or do any of them ever want freshwater? And do you guys do like live coral tanks as well?
When we do full setups, we'll set up what anybody wants. Our tanks, we do a couple different ways. We sell tanks just to the hobbyists, from real small to real large. And then we actually sell ones to clients that aren't hobbyists and just want to have the look in their house. And at that point, we kind of discuss with them, what a live reef is, what their freshwater options are, what their saltwater options are. And one of the things, too, is in Las Vegas, we have one of the largest retail stores in Las Vegas as well, with freshwater, saltwater, and live coral.
Okay, so, you guys know after a lot of years, obviously, how hard it is to maintain an aquarium. So when you guys do the high-end tank builds, or with the folks that aren't, the crazy hobbyists like we are, how do you educate them on that? Or do you guys have like a maintenance plan for them?
Yeah, what we do is there's 2 ways we do it. Basically, what we do is if you're in a city around the country that we're doing an install, we have a lot of different affiliates that we work with in every city, from stores to maintenance guys. So we have connections pretty much in any city to hook the client up if they want to do maintenance. If they want to try to take it on their own, what we do is we basically sit down, talk to them, go over it with them, and explain it to them on, the basis. But with today's day and age, with information, the internet, there's a lot of literature and things out there that people can, study up on if they want to become a hobbyist.
Or you get the big ones, like you put a marine biologist on staff, and they'll have a few crew taking care of the aquarium. We set all that up, too.
Yeah, and one of the things that Wayde and I, maintenance is sometimes like the fear that keeps people away from getting an aquarium.
Right.
And one of the things that Wayde and I are going to try to do here is make an actual aquarium, how to maintain your own home aquarium maintenance video. Once the show takes off, we're going to use our knowledge and put it onto a DVD so we can give it away to people so they can, get more intrigued by the hobby.
No, that's great. Well, we have a lot more questions, but let's take a short break, and we'll continue our discussion with Wayde and Brett of Animal Planet's Tanked after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dana Humphrey, the founder of Whitegate PR. We have been specializing in PR and marketing in the pet industry for over 10 years. If you have a pet product or service you would like to promote, give us a call. We can help create awareness for your brand on TV, radio, magazines, newspapers, and blogs. Feel free to reach me directly at 619-414-9307 or learn more on our website at whitegatepr.com or follow us on Facebook.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
We're back and getting tanked with Wayde and Brett. You mentioned eco-friendly fish. We have a lot of freshwater and marine aquarium fish farmers here in Florida, so I have to kind of plug them. Have you guys ever got any fish from these guys, or have you had a chance to come and visit?
Yeah, I haven't come and visit. We've used companies like ORA before.
Okay.
We use a couple of different companies around the country. One of the things that we talk about, we want to make sure we use a lot of, because we're close to LA, it's easier for us to go to LA.
Right.
We want to use, we want to make sure that our suppliers are getting the fish that are caught properly, that are using, frags, that we try not to pull things out of the ocean. We create artificial coral inserts, which are basically molded off of real pieces of coral. So we try to do whatever we can, on the conservation aspect.
No, that's great. Yeah, I wanted to kind of mention, too, our lab is working with a large number of folks that on a Rising Tide conservation initiative. So we're trying to look at breeding some of the harder fish like the yellow and Pacific blue tangs, emperor angels, anthias, things like that. So we'll definitely have to keep you guys in the loop on all that.
Beautiful.
Since I'm a fish vet working here in Florida with the aquarium fish farmers, I have to kind of ask you guys a couple sick fish questions. So, I know in the Brett Takes a Dive episode, you guys built that quarantine system for your tanks. What's your general procedure for prepping the fish for a new install?
Well, we like to keep the fish quarantined for up to about 30 days because we also pre-medicate our aquariums. We keep a low dose of copper in there. Also keep the salinity low in our store to make sure the parasites, don't come about. But one of the things that we have is because we have this retail store in Vegas, we're able to take the fish in Las Vegas and store them for people and have them prepped up prior to putting them into the aquarium.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, because I can imagine some of the really big tanks you guys have. Have you ever had any major issues post-installation?
Yeah, on occasions you definitely have some issues after the fact. Not so much more so with fish, more so with equipment. Sometimes plumbing's plumbing, whether it's in your house or it's in your aquarium. Sometimes there might be a leak or two. There might be a pump shut off. There might be a bad mechanical issue. And then again, you can't tell. All fish carry disease in their body. Sometimes it takes the environment to bring it out. So if you get a fish that's being picked on, then also the tank gets sick. And, people lose fish, and sometimes it's very hard for them to grasp the reason why they've actually lost, half their tank at one time.
Right, exactly. Well, if you guys ever need any help, let me know if I can help. Now, do you guys have tanks at home, or is ATM basically your house and you guys are never home anyway?
It's both. We have over 10,000 gallons of water at a warehouse. We have it in the office, in our own private office. We have it at home. We have a lot of different tanks. Plus, all the ones we build, we consider our tanks. So we like to visit them and see them and check them out. Yeah,
being in Las Vegas, we got so many around Vegas. Literally, like anywhere you go, you pretty much could walk into a facility or a business somewhere within the 20-mile radius and find a tank that we've done.
So Robbie Redneck really lives on property. Is that right?
He did live on property, and now he's stepped it up a little bit. We got him off property. It was too. We were making too much noise for him, waking him up in the morning.
I think that's awesome. Now, do you guys have any really good pranks that aren't going to be on the show that you want to share? I'm a real big fan of pranks. So,
hey, you're gonna have to call Wade and give me some new ones. I've been getting a little shabby on it. We prank every day.
And I know. Just looking all over, you guys get the. Wade, you get the Kevin James kind of deal. Has he asked you to build a tank for him yet?
No, he hasn't called me yet, but I'm sure I can build him one.
Now, another quick question. With the Glen Eagle tank, did they just contact you, and how was the logistics on all of that?
About 15, 20 years ago, we started a website, and we feel with Acrylic Aquariums, we became number one, with the web, and we get probably more hits than anybody else as an aquarium manufacturer. I guess they were searching the web and they found us and they gave us an option to build the tank, and we bidded it out, and then I flew over there, and then we went over all the logistics and the plumbing, the electrical, and we had to get a crane that came in. It was a 12-hour ride that came in from London to get over there so we can lift the tube up and actually get it into the house, because they framed the house and we had to drop it down into the floors. It was a unique build, but yeah, I think the website did a lot for us.
How do you actually build a tank that large? I mean, I know you guys had you show on the show, I guess, that acrylic oven or whatever you call it. With some of these really big tanks, how do you do that?
The trickiest part about building the tank on site is shipping the size of it. Sometimes it's done in pieces and then bonded and put together on site. Sometimes the best way is to ship it as a whole. If it's going to be either by train, plane, car, 18-wheeler, it all determines. Like that was shipped as one single tube. And it was brought over to open crates on a boat and shipped over there and then brought to location. So each job is a little different and unique.
And you said you do hobbyist tanks as well?
Correct. Yeah, we do any size, any shape. We do more hobbyist tanks, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys taking the time, and I know you guys are on a real time crunch, so I'm going to reluctantly let you guys go. Really, really appreciate the time, and hopefully get a chance to get you guys back on the show at some point.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you. One of the things we just want to get across to everybody's viewers and to people out there is that, we've been doing this for a long time. We are a manufacturer, but we also know about fish. We also want to take care of the fish and make sure that they got a great home to live.
Thank you very much. And I know on the Animal Planet web, and I'm sure on your web too, I know you guys have links to information on taking care of fish. And obviously you guys care about the health of these guys, and as well as how beautiful and everything they are. So thanks very much for what you guys are doing for the hobby, and I'm hoping this kind of gets a lot more of the kids interested as well, which is a big push, I think, that needs to be done.
Us too.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Take care, you guys.
All right. Beautiful. Bye-bye.
Thanks again very much to Wayde and Brett. Don't miss Tanked, now one of my favorite shows on Animal Planet, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And be sure to check out Tank's Animal Planet webpage as well as our Aquariumania webpage. I encourage all of you to visit my Aquariumania blog on Pet Life Radio. You'll find pictures of my podcast and can ask questions or make comments. Also, if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for a show, email me at drroy@petliferadio.com. That's DRROY@petliferadio.com. If you're ever in Florida, please be sure to visit the Aquariumania exhibit. Until next time, please support your local aquarium stores and keep your tanks clean and your fish healthy.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.